Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of RickCorbettJr.com, and today we're going to talk in our unending quest for passion breeds success. We're going to talk about a topic which is very critical to success, whether it be your career, your occupation, your business, or your passion. And that's we're going to talk about preparation and being prepared. Now, think about this. You're a professional in whatever it is you do. And if you're looking to take your passion and create a full-time income with it, you have to be a professional at what you're going to do. You have to strive to be the best. And there's three things that go along with this. One is commitment, one is dedication, and one is focus. Now, each of those topics individually we're going to talk about over the course of the next week about how they apply. But today we're going to talk about preparation and being prepared. And the best example I can give you of this, folks, is, we're in the midst of the football playoffs, the NFL playoffs, and I'm a football fanatic, got to tell you. And I'm going to give you an example of how this applies to you and whatever you do for a career, whatever you do for a living, whatever kind of business you own, or if you're looking to take your passion and create a full-time income from it. So now let's talk about preparation. Now here's the thing, folks, sometimes people go through the motions, and I can't tell you the number of times people have pitched me on something, or I've seen presentations where people aren't prepared. And what happens, first off, it looks unprofessional. Two, you don't get the desired results unless the person's just what I call a lay-down sale and they're ready to go, okay, I'm ready to buy whatever you got. But that doesn't happen in most cases. So what you need to do is we're talking about preparation. And again, how I relate that to the NFL and how we'll relate it back to what you do or your passion here in a minute, let's talk about the NFL. Now, the NFL is football. It's big business. Billions and billions and billions of dollars a year are spent. Teams are actually today in the high hundreds of millions, close to, if not over, $1 billion for a team. But I'm going to use one person that I think exemplifies passion and total preparation and being prepared. Not just 100%, but like 150%. And that man's Mr. Ray Lewis, the middle linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, hey, folks, if you don't like the Baltimore Ravens, don't worry about it. That's not what this is about. I'm not trying to sing the songs of the Ravens. I'm trying to tell you about an individual person who's not only passion, but preparation is what separates him apart from 99% of the people in the league. And this isn't to discount any other professionals, but I've got to tell you, there's too many professionals in the industry, okay, especially football, that are gifted talents, and they waste those talents because they're not prepared. And even though they might have a passion, they're not prepared for the job on a week-to-week basis. Now let's talk about this for a second, because let's break this down. So when you look at Ray Lewis, and I got to tell you, if I were to look in a dictionary, I would not be surprised if I opened the dictionary to the word passion, and I'd see Ray Lewis's picture there. Why? Because he's passionate about playing football. Okay, and like I said, I'm not to say that nobody else is, but this guy exemplifies it. So let's talk a little bit more about this. Now think about the NFL. Okay, you've got 11 players on a team on each side. Okay, so there's an offense and a defense. Well, he plays on the defensive side. Now, every team not only has an offensive playbook, but they have a defensive playbook as well. So in Ray Lewis's case, not only does he know his job as middle linebacker, he also knows everybody else's job on the team, what they're supposed to be doing, where they're supposed to be, every defensive set, every defensive formation. And you might say, wow, that's pretty good. But see, it even goes so much further than that. He also knows every offense on the other side. He not only knows their positions, what every player on that team's supposed to do, what their formations are, what their setup is. And so when they go to call a play, in many cases, Ray knows what they're going to do before they actually call the play, before the ball snapped. And you think about this, folks, not only does he know his position and everybody else on his teams because he calls the defensive signals, but then the other part of this is he knows the other team. So they just played the Patriots yesterday, okay? So think about it. He not only knows the center, the guards, the tackles, the ends, the tight ends, the wide receivers, he also knows the quarterback, the halfback, and the fullback, so that on any given play, based on the formation or the offensive set, he knows where they're going to go and what they're going to do. So the key is, it's, again, being totally prepared. And we'll even go one step further than that. I heard yesterday where Ray had talked about that he wanted to know exactly what Tom Brady was going to do before and as quickly as Tom Brady knew what he was going to do. Now, some of you might say, oh, that's impossible. But here's what he did, okay? He actually took and listened to audio, broadcasts of, the Patriots games. So he would go back and get old, radio broadcasts of the game. And then what he would do, and because think about it, when you can't see it, you're listening to the play-by-play announcer tell you the formation and who's spread out and what, formation they're in and what offensive set. Well, based on that, he would determine what play they were going to run. And then based on what the audible was or what he heard, Brady calling out, whether it be a real audible or a fake audible, okay, he would determine whether it was going to be a run and where they were going to go, who was going to carry the ball or what was a pass, where he was going to read and what I would call his reads would be as to who the receivers were going to be to get the pass. And I can't tell you how much that showed up yesterday. So he was talking about he would go to his team before each play and he would actually call a signal based on their formation and their offensive set. He would call a signal to tell the players, well, here's what they're going to do, here's where they're going to go, here's where the receivers, and here's who he's going to pass to. And here would be his first read, his second read, and his third read, because they get what they call progressive reads. Now, in this particular case, that takes and separates him from everybody else, because now his players knew, and guess what? Look at the game. The first offensive set, Brady fumbled, okay, because they knew, and if you notice that guy came off the end there, Terrell Suggs, and sort of knocked the ball out of Brady's arms or out of his hand and recovered the fumble. Why? Because they knew based on the set and the formation what Brady was going to do. But then you notice he also threw 3 interceptions during the day. He was completely harassed. He was off his game. And why was it? Don't get me wrong, New England didn't play the greatest game, but it also came because he was 150% prepared. And he was so prepared that he could prepare his team for that game so that in the end, with the end in mind, they came out with the win. Now, folks, I got to tell you, if you approach your business, your career, your occupation, or what your passion is with that same level of passion, that same level of preparation and being prepared, okay, I got to tell you, folks, you will not only succeed, but you'll reach the highest of the levels of success in whatever you achieve, aspire to do. But I got to tell you, folks, if you just sit there and you're mediocre about it and you don't really give it that same preparation and attention to detail, guess what? You might say, wow, I'm working hard, but I'm not getting results. Folks, it's about being focused, laser beam focused, with the end in mind. Like the Ravens, they wanted to win the game. What's your focus? Is it to retire early, to get rich, to travel the world, whatever it may be? You have to have that commitment, that focus, that dedication, and most of all, being prepared and having total preparation. Folks, that'll separate you from 99% of the people out there. If you're in a career, okay, it'll put you in the top 1% of the people in your occupation. If you're in sales, it'll definitely make you the top salesperson, if not one of the top salespeople in the world. And again, in your business, if you take that same type of preparation, guess what? Your business will make more money than you can count. And if it's your passion that you're looking at taking your passion and creating a full-time income from it, folks, guess what? You will do that quicker than most people because the commitment, the dedication, the focus, but most of all, the preparation and being 150% prepared for whatever's going to happen and where you want to go. So keep in mind, folks, it's here, okay, but this all starts with how you think about it. And make no mistake, folks, if you take those things and have the passion, the commitment, the dedication, the focus, and 100% preparation, guess what, folks? You will be more successful than you could ever imagine. So take that, and over the next couple of days, we'll talk about some of the characteristics of commitment, dedication, and focus, and how that all blends in to you taking your passion and passion breeding success. So thanks for being with me, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, and have a fantastic day.